Hey guys, we're back with Syndicate series for IELTS preparation. This is our second lecture and we'll be focusing upon the listening test. So make sure that you'll have a pen and paper to solve the exercises provided in the lecture. Objectives of the listening part, you need to be really focused upon the recording which is played in order to clear this one, and you need to listen for details like names, spellings of names and numbers. Moreover, you need to follow the flow of the discussion so that you can understand the opinions as well as the context of the conversation if there is one. And you need to be able to recognize synonyms and paraphrases if they are used in the conversation. Lastly, you need to practice a lot. That is necessary for clearing this test. Types of questions involved in the listening test. Basically, there are three main types of questions involved in the test. They include short answer questions, multiple choice questions, and form completion questions. You need to have a set of strategies to tackle short answer questions. They include checking the amount of words and numbers allowed in the test. Secondly, you need to be able to follow the conversation in such a way that you can predict what the speakers will say next. And lastly, you need to check if any numbers and names are demanded by the question, like phone numbers, etc. Recognizing the short answer questions. Usually these questions may have blanks or may not have blanks after them, and sometimes they might ask you answer the question rather than saying complete the sentence. Here's a practice exercise for short answer questions. As you can most clearly see that you are not allowed to write more than 3 words or a number for each answer, so you need to follow this rule. Secondly, there's a sample answer given theater, and you can use this to answer the questions. Lastly, I'll play a recording and you're supposed to answer the questions using that. So we'll start right now.
You will hear an extract from a talk given to a group who are going to stay in the UK.
Good evening and welcome to the British Council. My name is John Parker and I've been asked to talk to you briefly about certain aspects of life in the UK before you actually go there. So I'm going to talk first about the best ways of making social contacts there. Now, you might be wondering why it should be necessary. After all, we meet people all the time. But when you're living in a foreign country, it can be more difficult, not just because of the language, but because customs may be different. If you're going to work in the UK, you will probably be living in private accommodation, so it won't be quite so easy to meet people. But there are still things that you can do to help yourself. First of all, you can get involved in activities in your local community. Join a group of some kind. For example, you'll probably find that there are theatre groups who might be looking for actors, set designers, and so on. Or if you play an instrument, you could join music groups in your area. Or if you like the idea of finding out about local history, there'll be a group for that too. These are just examples. And the best place to get information about things like this are either the town hall or the public library. Libraries in the UK perform quite a broad range of functions nowadays. They're not just confined to lending books, although that's their main role, of course.
Okay, I hope that you did really well. We'll give the answers to this exercise later on in the lecture. Let's get on with it. Multiple choice questions. You also need to have a series of strategies to tackle these. Firstly, you need to read all the questions and answers available choices before the recording. They'll give you time for that so that you can select the proper ones once you listen to the recording. Underlining keywords and circling keywords, highlighting them is a key strategy. And lastly, you need to think of synonyms and words with same meanings so that you can tackle them. Recognition of multiple choice questions is really easy because they generally give you a series of choices. Secondly, they might also ask you to select more than one answers at times. So for example, some questions might ask you to pick two choices. And thirdly, they might have incomplete sentences and you might have to complete them selecting one of the following choices. Here's a practice test of the multiple choice questions. Again, a recording will be played and you're supposed to select the best possible choices using the recording. I'll play it right now.
Okay, right. Now, obviously insurance is an important thing to consider, and our companies are able to offer very good rates in a number of different all-inclusive packages.
Sorry, could you explain a bit more?
Yes, sorry. There's really 3 rates according to quality of insurance cover. There's the highest comprehensive cover, which is premium rate, then there's standard rate, and then there's economy rate. That one will only cover the cost of the contents second hand.
Oh, I've been stung before with economy insurance, so I'll go for the highest.
Mm-hmm. And can I just check, would you want home delivery or to a local depot, or would you want to pick it up at the nearest port?
The port would be fine. I've got transport that end.
Fine. And will you be paying by credit card?
Can I pay by cheque?
Okay, I hope that you did really well, and we'll be providing the answers to this at the end of the lecture too. Let's get on. Now we've got the last type of questions, the form completion questions. Again, you're provided with the limit of numbers and words, so make sure that you abide by that limit. In addition to that, if you follow the conversation, you'll be able to predict what sort of information you'll be required. Okay, so because you're given a form and you have to fill it, and if you listen carefully, you can predict what would be required. Lastly, you need to check the order or the answers really carefully. It's important here. The conversation usually gives answers in the order in which the questions are asked, but still you need to keep this in mind. Recognition of form completion questions. The instructions will clearly ask you to complete the form below, and it will include a series of blanks or boxes. It might even look like an official document, and in addition to that, in order to help you, some information would already be there. Okay, so let's get on with the practice test. Here's a practice test, and this is a form, and now you'll have to listen to the information provided in the recording and complete it. I'll play the recording right now.
You will hear a telephone conversation between a customer and an agent at a company which ships large boxes overseas.
Good morning. Packham's shipping agents. Can I help you?
Oh, yes. I'm ringing to make inquiries about sending a large box, a container, back home to Kenya from the UK.
Yes, of course. Would you like me to try and find some quotations for you?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I need a few details from you.
Fine.
Can I take your name?
It's Jacob Mkere.
Can you spell your surname, please?
Yes, it's Mkere.
Is that M for mother?
Yes.
Thank you. And you say that you will be sending the box to Kenya?
That's right.
And where would you like the box picked up from?
From college, if possible.
Yes, of course. I'll take down the address now.
It's Westall College.
Is that Westall?
Yes, college.
Westall College. And where's that?
It's Downlands Road in Bristol.
Oh, yes, I know it. And the postcode?
It's BS8 9PU.
Right. And I need to know the size.
Yes, I've measured it carefully and it's 1.5 metres long,
Right.
0.75 metres wide,
Okay.
and it's 0.5 metres high or deep.
Great. So I'll calculate the volume in a moment and get some quotes for that. But first, can you tell me, very generally, what will be in the box?
Yes, there's mostly clothes,
Okay.
and there's some books.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Yes, there's also some toys.
Okay, and what is the total value, do you think, of the contents?
Well, the main costs are the clothes and the books. They'll be about £1,500. But then the toys are about another 200. So I'd put down £1,700.
Okay, so we're done, and I hope you did well. We'll give the answers later. So here are the answers for the short answer questions. And in case of questions 5 and 6, the order does not matter. So if you replace 5 and 6, that will not be an issue. You can check the answers. Okay, here are the answers for the multiple choice questions. C for 1 and A for question number 2. And now the answers for the form completion questions. In case of 6 and 7, you can reverse the order. In the other remaining questions, the order is sensitive. So guys, if you're done with checking, I'd rather like you to like, share and subscribe to this video to support us in sharing and transferring knowledge, and comment any queries. If you've had any queries regarding this lecture, please comment.